Hello and welcome to Fashion Report Friday, the weekly video series trying to get the most MGP for you from the Mandeville Gold Saucer every Friday when the Fashion Report minigames judging begins. This is week 197 and this theme is Cloudborne Cutthroat. The individual clues include keeping it casual for your helm, scarf it down for your chest, motley crew for your legs, and armored core for your feet. In this video we'll have a 100 score, an 80 with dies, and the easiest 80 possible. So without further ado, let's hop onto that 100 score. Alrighty then, so for a 100 score, there's a little bit of weird tomfoolery going on this week. I'm not really sure why. I'll explain that to you just briefly here. So I've included a die here for the helm, as you can see. We'll go through the items in a second, but without this die, it gives you 99 points. It doesn't really make sense. The items I've chosen are perfectly best in slot for those slots for 100, but without the die on the helm, for some reason it drops it down to 99, which shouldn't be possible. But there we go. So anyway, bear that in mind. So for a 100 score, for the helm, I went for the flat cap, dyed rose pink dye. Now the rose pink dye can be You can obtain that from an NPC vendor. There are dye vendors in all of the starting city-states as well as other places. Rose pink will cost you 40 gil. The flat cap itself is a weaver craft, a fairly low level weaver craft, quite easy to make if you've got weaver yourself. If you don't, you're going to have to use the market board. This is, however, usable by all classes in the game, both genders, all level 1 and above, which is why it's the item I would personally choose. Alternatively, you can go for the augmented or original tackle keeps cap. This is something you can get with yellow Gatherer scripts, 300 of them to be precise, from your yellow Gatherer script vendor. I personally would still go for the flat cap, simply because of how easy it is to obtain, but make sure that's dyed rose pink. For some reason you need it. For the chest then, I went for the Archaeoskin Jack Coat of Crafting. This is something equipable by all classes in the game, level 51 and above. You can obtain this from Norlays, the NPC in the Pillars of Ishgard, for 10,038 gil. Make sure you go to the Disciple of Hand and Land tab to purchase this. Alternatively to this, there's quite a few options, including the Fist Fighter's Jack Coat from the Lost City of Amdapor, or Brayflox's Longstop Hard as a dungeon drop. The Archaeoskin Jack Coat of Gathering will also work from exactly the same vendor for the same price and does basically the same thing. The Replica or Original Sky Pirate's Jacket of Striking is a leather worker craft or from a market board. That will work. The Swine Body from the Gold Saucer, prize claim for 120,000 MGP, will work. But of course, why would we spend MGP when we're trying to get it? And then finally, the Hallowed Rami Doublet of Aiming and Casting will work for gold as well. Those are both from Norlays as well, for 17,172 gil, or crafted with a weaver. Personally, I would just go for the Archaeoskin Jack Coat of Crafting because it's equipable by all classes, but of course it does lock you behind that level 51 requirement on whatever job or class you are, so bear that in mind. For the legs then, I went for the Hallowed Rami Gaskins of Aiming. These are obtainable from Norlays in the Pillars of Ishgard. Once again, this will be on the Disciple of War tab, level 56 if I remember tab. These will be 13,209 gil if I recall. The reason I went for these is because the next item, the feet, are locked to Disciple of War for the 100 score if we went with just pure items. Alternatively, however, if you just wanted to get something for this slot that gave you gold, you can also go for the Hallowed Rami Gaskins of Casting and Healing as well, from the level 56 tab of the Disciple of Magic tab on Norlays. So there's that as well. For the feet then, the real reason we went for those legs was the Steel-Plated Caligay, Disciple of Warlock, level 37. This is an easy low-level armorer, low-level craft. Not too difficult. Alternatively, you can get this from a market board. Other alternatives include the Mithril-Plated Caligay, which is also an armorer craft, and the Cobalt-Plated Caligay, also an armorer craft. So basically, if you want 100 with items, you're going to have to be Disciple of War, pretty much. But of course, you can make things up, mix and match, which is why I listed those other alternatives for the legs. Anyway then, so that's the 100. I'm not sure why we needed the pink dye, that rose pink on the helm, but yeah, we were at 99 without it for some reason, which is very bizarre. It might not happen to you on whatever you choose, but yeah, if somebody knows why that happened, let me know in the comment section below. But these are the best items for the slot. Very weird. Right then, let's move on to an 80 with just dyes in the game. For your dyes then for the week, basically it's fairly straightforward. There's only one expensive one. We have rose pink for your weapon, rose pink then for your helm, metallic silver for any chest piece in the game, rose pink once again for your hands, and deepwood green for your legs, and finally jet black for your boots. Unfortunately, we do have a jet black in here, but the rest of the dyes are really easily obtainable, so you can mix and match these with other items from the 100 easily to get an 80, pretty much guaranteed. But that's what you will need to do if you want to just go down the pure dye route. Bearing that in mind, let's move on to the easiest 80 possible of the week. Alright, so for the easy 80, basically you can mix and match any number of things to make an 80 score. There's lots of options this week. The way I personally would do it though is to get that flat cap because it's equipable by all classes in the game. It's just a basic weaver recipe, and then dye that rose pink. So that's 40 gil for the actual dye from a vendor, and then if you can get that flat cap, and then any gloves in the game that are dyeable, put rose pink on those as well. So total of 80 gil spent on the dyes and whatever it costs you for the flat cap basically. But this will make it so that you can use this on all your alts. You'll be able to buy a flat cap or create one. Like I say, the recipe is really easy. It's not that hard for a weaver to create that, so try to shop around a little bit if things are, you know, being deliberately posted quite expensively, or alternatively try and find somebody who will craft it for you, a friend, or perhaps you do have weaver yourself. That would be my recommendation. But again, there are lots of options in this video, mixing and matching with the dyes. Pretty much all of the dyes are easily accessible for the Easy 80 with just dyes, apart from obviously the jet black for the boots. That'll be the bit that costs you the most money, either real life money from the Mog Station cash shop, or of course in the game from retainers or from the market board itself. But that's what I would do personally, and that's what I intend to do on my alts like you see here. But yes, anyway, let me know what you did to get your 100, your 80, etc. What solutions you came up with. Maybe you have other better solutions. Leave those in the comment section and we'll be sure to like those and upvote those, or whatever you call it, down there in the comment section, and people can read those. But thank you once again to Kai Co-Star, the rest of the Reddit team who come together to theorize this every week, and of course to all of the people on social media who do exactly the same. It makes the dye process, for example, and things like that much quicker when there's more people involved. So there's that. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your weekend. There will be a bit of a gap, and then we'll have a breakdown and summary of the live letter, which will be at my time 2 in the morning. So I'm going to pretty much get some sleep after this video, and I will actually see you Saturday midday probably with a breakdown of that video as soon as the live letter ends, basically. Much love. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend, like I say, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Alternatively to this, you can go for the augmented or the original Tackle Keeps cap.